How can I advise you? Exile is close. Be careful. The Val heavily relied on the use of corruption. Their lands may still be dangerous.
Hello?
We strayed from the route marked on our map, driven further afield by painted men with savage intent. Tonight, for reasons I cannot fathom, we have been granted a brief reprieve. Our hunters halted at the edge of this marsh, unwilling to pursue. They watched from the trees as we threaded the narrow band of solid ground between desert and swamp. I know not what they fear, but we must brave the unknown if we are to reach the encampment at the ziggurat. Through my spyglass, I see nothing ahead. The waters lie still, and the muddy banks between seem clear. Yet my nerves burn with the unmistakable sense of being watched. There is no one, no thing, but this silence feels alive. We have no choice but to run for it.
Won't help you. anywhere! It's about time. Hey. This
This little excursion here represents my lifelong ambition. It's not just about finding treasure. I want to build an entire archaeological society someday. Rayclast has countless layers of history buried beneath it, and I aim to uncover every last bit. I intend to call my group the Reliquarians. A bit ostentatious, but the best things should be. A shame I couldn't have founded it a few decades ago, back when my birthplace Oriath was still a thriving city. Thanks to the Templars, relics from a dozen different cultures found their way to that little island over the centuries, and are now all lost, thanks to the disasters that happened there. So you're looking for a device the Vaal intended to use against the Cataclysm? Ah, so that's why you came here. Well, you're on the right trail. The ziggurat on which we stand was rumored to contain a device to save their people. If you want to explore it, you'll have to find a way to drain the city first. It's hard to guess what the device inside the temple might be. I do know that it was commissioned by Queen Etziri's thaumaturge, Doriani himself. The project was given all the resources it needed, and the work was kept secret, even from Etziri. As best I could translate, they claimed using it might mean abandoning all they had built. They seemed to view it as a last resort, a way to save their legacy if all else failed. It's not often I detect fear in Vaal writings, but they definitely hoped they would never have to use it. By their final days, the Vaal were a deeply tiered empire based on brutal competition. Those at the top vied with each other through any means necessary, and Doriani was the foremost among these ambitious and immoral men. He was second only to Queen Etziri herself. Exile was the seat of his power, and ancient writings claim he undertook a vast array of strange projects and sordid experiments here. Some glyphs I have seen are too stomach-churning to discuss. How do I even begin to describe the last Queen of the Vaal? She left a tremendous mark on history. She was intelligent, incapable enough to rule unquestioned over a bloodthirsty empire of volatile nobles, and the people adored her and feared her in equal measure. Vaal writings speak of her as the most beautiful woman in the era, but also the most dangerous. She sought eternal life, and she was willing to sacrifice anything to achieve it. The ruins around you are the result of those ambitions. Sometimes, while I'm looting a temple, I remember that everything we find once belonged to a living, breathing person that probably died horribly. That sort of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? I've heard of the beast. Everyone has. If someone is truly trying to raise another, then they must be the grandest of fools. These very ruins around us are the result of an attempt to control such a thing. This is the only way it can end. Oswald's a grim sort, isn't he? He's always injury this, death that. Personally, I've never been hurt while treasure hunting. I actually find it rather easy. He always makes sure we have the proper supplies and checks his list for everything 4 or 5 times before we make a move. He also invented what I call the Oswald technique. On the rare occasions he personally goes out with us, he throws a rock at absolutely everything before touching it. Every flagstone, every pillar, every statue. You'd be positively amazed at the elaborate traps he sets off, even in places I've walked through already. Servi has been a fantastic ally to us here. Her people have lived in the vicinity of Exile for countless generations, so she's been able to show us all the most interesting Vaal ruins. The accessible ruins were all looted long ago, of course, but the lake around us has protected most of this city since the end of the Vaal Empire. That that hooded fellow over there, he's a friend of yours, I take it? Seems to be one of few words. Oh well, I'm not one to judge the company you choose to keep. Oswald's gonna lose his wits if any more of you show up, though. Death gems, blood crystals, or, more colloquially, soul cores. They were made by sacrificing living people and capturing their energies inside a crystal lattice. Some think the victims are still trapped inside, existing in eternal agony until someone drains the core's energy completely. There's no way to know that for certain, of course, but it is rather chilling to think about. Something tells me you're the exploring type. We've got that in common. But some places even I steer clear of. I rather enjoy being alive, you see. Still, if you're feeling adventurous, there's fortunes to be made out there in the wilds. I'm especially interested in all things related to the Vaal. For academic reasons, of course. But a bit of treasure never goes amiss. Good luck.
Quickly. It is strange to return to this place of my divine youth and see it so aged and forgotten. When I was here, the Vaal were the height of civilization, and the future was bright. They had their problems like any other people, but I thought I could free them from the moral hazards of divinity by removing gods from the equation. While we are here, I would like to discover whether this ruination is my fault, or whether something else happened to them. The members of this expedition seem to believe that the ziggurat beneath our feet holds an ancient device that was intended to be used against the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal. The source of that cataclysm was the previous beast, which means the device below may be exactly what we need to stop the new one. Find your way into the ziggurat, and let us see what the greatest minds of the Vaal Empire created. If they didn't manage to complete it in time, maybe we can finish their work. Quickly.
So, the city of Exile has been laid bare to the world after all these centuries. I know you're after some particular device, but I can't help but remind you that we are here for a purpose of our own. Treasure hunters hunt treasure, yeah? I'll not be the first to set foot in those deadly sunken ruins. But if you're brave enough, you might as well keep an eye out for anything that looks valuable. In particular, look for buildings with monkey statues on them. If you spy something like that, give me a shout. I'll be waiting with great anticipation. So, the city of Exile has been laid bare to the world after all these centuries. I know you're after some particular device, but I can't help but remind you that we are here for a purpose of our own. Treasure hunters hunt treasure, yeah? I'll not be the first to set foot in those deadly sunken ruins. But if you're braving them, you might as well keep an eye out for anything that looks valuable. In particular, look for buildings with... The ziggurat beneath us was once the temple of the sun god, one of the oldest built in the city of Exile's religious district. It was in active use for at least 1,000 years, but when the Vaal cataclysm struck, the city flooded, presumably killing everyone inside. Good thing for us, because this lake is the only reason it hasn't been ransacked by other treasure hunters already. One man's mass death is another man's treasure, I suppose. I'll log everything here. so I can catalogue the thousands of ways to die the jungle offers. If you can, be sure to write some sort of final entry detailing how you die. The death log won't benefit you, of course, but it will certainly benefit me. I don't mean to be overly fatalistic, but the amateurs coming from Kingsmarch are accomplishing nothing but feeding the chimerals. The most I can do, as quartermaster, is ensure they're equipped for exploration. That's where the real profit in treasure hunting is, you see. I don't go out there if I can help it. I'm the unluckiest man alive. Yet, I'm the wealthiest in this camp. You have to be good when you're trading with the Kalgurans, or they'll fleece you. Ah, Kingsmarch. So called by the Kalgurans. They're newcomers to Rayclast. About 20 years now. They're traders by nature. In fact, they've partially funded this very expedition. For some reason, they're very interested in Varl artifacts. We ship most of what we find back to Kingsmarch, and they pay handsomely for it. I'm no storyteller, but I know what's what. The monkey represented Kamasa, the Varl god of wealth. If you see a statue of a monkey, it means treasure. It may be a vault, maybe a temple, could be a vast forge. Any of the above would mean fabulous riches. Jacob Nesbitt. Days survived, 12. Climbed a tree to get a better view. Slipped, fell, and was caught by a hanging vine. Neck snapped instantly.
Still alive. You're the one who waded to the undead in the marsh, eh? Truly you need a guide. Luck's on your side today, friend. I am such a guide. Maybe I can help you survive. Not all tribes in this region are so friendly. You would be wise to listen to me on the dangers of the jungle. Yes, you are lucky indeed. Apus is my grandson. Can you believe that? A young spry thing like me. A grandmother. Don't be answering that. Apus inherited my son's rowdy spirit. Maybe it's a family curse. We have always been the type to do what we shouldn't, like helping outsiders such as yourself. One day, he'll be a great man, just like his father. Until then, I try to keep him safe. You should have never drained a lake. My tribe depends on the waters for our safety. How will we fend off the Orok or the Azak now? And worse, you have unleashed the horrors of the Val once more. Know this. You bring up bad omens from the depths that should have stayed buried, and you will regret it. Be warned, friend. The waterways on the Matlan River be a barrier between us and the Azak tribe. The Orok may be troubled, but the Azak, them are true horror. Their queen witch, Ignagdok, takes her child every blood moon. Why? I won't guess. If you trespass, only death awaits you. But if you survive, while you are there, please, rip out her heart. It hurt me deeply to find him there. To find him like that. Still, I thank you for finding his body. His spirit roams the jungle with his fathers now. The warring tribes, the Azak, the Orok, they have a lot to answer for. We've been clashing with the Orok tribe for generations, but their real fight is with the Azak, and them are losing. The Orok worship the three-headed snake. Them poison the jungle, poison themselves, poisonous too. The shaman? Only seen her twice. She moved like a panther in the dark. The coward. Evil in the shadows, my friend. Evil in the shadows. If you find the source of their wickedness, you let me know. I must see it for myself to make an antidote. Ah, so you're after blood crystals. The thing Alva call soul core. I knew you were going to be trouble. Out there in the dark, there's an ancient ruin. Very old indeed. My tribe has spoken of it for generations. We see strange creatures there, made of stone, unnatural, with unblinking eyes. That place, it is forsaken. I would warn you not to go there. But if it's so cause you seek, then take the risk you must. Everything here can kill you. A snake you can't see, a strange plant, even one of your own. Survival in the jungle depends upon learning the lessons from those who died before you. That's the wisdom of my tribe. And since these treasure hunters pay me so well, I don't mind sharing. Ha ha! Any place you want to know about, come to me with questions, and I will tell you what I know. There's danger in them venom crypts. Long time ago, they were a burial ground for the Val. But now snakes make their homes in the ribs of the dead. In there, you see corpses walking, made slaves by the snakes inside of them. A sight to haunt your dreams, it's true. The jungle ruins are full of deadly creatures, you know. Quadrillas can tear a man apart in seconds, but at least you can hear them coming. The real danger? The apes that drop down from above. Life is plenty here, thriving for generations. But death always comes for the careless. You might think it no big deal, the hive broods living round there. But let me tell you, them no ordinary pests. Them are warriors, armies are crawling fiends. Them hide under the ground, waiting to ambush the unwary. If you see hives or nests, keep well clear. The wetlands are breeding grounds for the jungle's most vicious creatures. Pretty, it's true, with colors like sunshine and rain, but deadly all the same. Plenty of fool treasure hunter head there, but never return, least not alive. Watch out for the flowers that move without a breeze. Them are serpents hiding in the jungle, spitting poison. A massive flying beast haunts that place. Some say it got the head of a lion. Others say it looks like a gore beast. Some talk about the tail like a market scorpion. But the truth, it doesn't matter. None from my tribe have ever set foot there in 43 seasons. Past the wetlands, there's an ancient ruin. My tribe has spoken of it for generations now. We see strange creatures there, made of stone, unnatural, with unblinking eyes. That place, it is forsaken. I warn you, don't go there. But I know, you won't listen to Survey, will you? Strange dreams, my friend. Strange dreams. Chaos doesn't bother me so much. But we keep far away from that place. You hear? The Azak, them are true monsters. Not cannibals, no. But them will not hesitate to feed you to their war beasts. The Azak and the Orak tribes been fighting almost as long as the Val been gone. But the Azak are beyond cruel. Their queen witch, Ignakdok, she takes a child every blood moon night. For what? I won't say. If you cross into their territory, only death awaits you there.